Alright, let's draw for turn. We're here to bring you Commander insights and hot tech to level up your game. Each episode focuses on a different topic with our 4-person pod to bring you all our spicy take. It's been a few weeks, we've all done some interesting stuff. What's been going on?
Who wants to start? I guess it'll be me. If you tuned in the previous week and watched our Monday stream, you got to see the debut of my Guillaume, the Ratatouille deck, which performed admirably, but unfortunately fell short. But I'm proud of what we've accomplished.
How was
Shuyan gave you the old razzle dazzle.
How was the old soup of the day? How was it?
What's the soup of the deck? Yeah, Jim did make a good point. I did not put hot soup in the deck, which is an oversight on my behalf.
Oh.
Gotta go on the deck.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to make a cut for hot soup. Anyway, with that, I'm looking to build a new commander from Modern Horizons 2, which we'll talk about today. Lonus Cryptozoologist, because my cryptids idea is kind of spiraling into RL Eldrazi's cryptids, and I think there's mixed answers.
No, they are. 100% they are.
I mean, by
I feel like I have to bias answer.
By definition, I think they actually are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to actually, yeah, since you actually looked it up today when I asked are Eldrazi's cryptids, I had to look this up. So good on you for looking that up. Other than that, I had a game night with some Vax friends, and we played some Pioneer and some $30 Legacy, which is another favorite format of mine. Although we may have to come up with a BNR for this format because there's some really good cards that are very cheap, namely Lightning Bolt and Brainstorm and Hymn to Torek, which are like very problematic, especially with even with the Legacy ban list.
If people are running playsets of Brainstorm, isn't that like most of their budget right there?
It's like $8. So.
Yeah. Not
a third of the budget.
That's like almost a third of. That's almost a third of their budget to draw.
Hang on, I'll give you the update in a second. But let's EK, what have you been up to? I'll give you the update on that pricing in a second.
So we played with Jim. That was awesome. I played Shuyan. Then I played Shuyan with Andy and them on the Scrap Trawlers the week before that, and that was interesting as well. But on Saturday, I played with the Mana Squad, and they were awesome people. I played some Saskia, and I played some. What?
Remember who they are again?
So they're just like they're a group of friends who just they play Commander together, and they they stream it, and they put everything on YouTube. I didn't know what I was signing up for when I was in Andy's Discord, and someone was just like, "Hey, we're looking to play on Saturday. We need one more." And I was like, I mean, I'm around. I didn't realize it was this whole big production, but I'm glad I did. But I did the whole Tristani Discordant, Tristani Selesnya's voice plus Archangel of Thune combo.
Oh, heck yeah.
And just started having my life total go burr with Wild Pair out, and my I ended the game with a 16-17 Archangel of Thune and a
Is Archangel of
18.
Pretty
Archangel of Thune check the 7 box, by the way, or is that not a thing you're doing?
He's a 3/4.
Ooh,
oh, wow.
okay.
3/4.
Pretty good. By the way, update. We thought Brainstorm would be most of your budget. Yeah, so what we do is we do lowest market price on TCG Player. Yeah. It's 45 cents.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. It's been reprinted into the ground.
Hugely.
Okay. Well, other than that, I'm playing Commander with a Pioneer podcast tomorrow night.
Is everyone doing all Pioneer only decks or no?
Challenge. Yeah. So it's the Commander ban list and the Pioneer ban list, and the only legal cards are the cards legal in Pioneer. So I took the Hardened Scales deck from Pioneer, and I added black and made Anafenza foremost.
So spice.
That is spicy.
So I'm just gonna try and make some really big, dumb creatures.
I like Hardened Scales a lot, like as an archetype. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out.
I'm pretty sure the deck's not gonna work, but if it works, it's gonna be hilarious.
I mean, if they just give you long enough, it'll work.
Yeah, very true.
Well, I mean, it's cool because you're just playing a +1/+1 counter deck and being Commander and like a little bit more casual. Because playing in the Pioneer legality, most of our ramp is not legal.
Yeah.
Oh, very true.
Like Cultivate and Harvest Season are straight up your best ramp.
Get your
options
fast
in the
mana
entire
out of your
format.
deck. None of them exist. Like, it's fantastic.
Like,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. Command Tower is legal.
Okay, well that's fine because it is in Throne of Eldraine, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
technically.
is.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I get
But,
to run. You get to run like all the cool Abzan Outlast cards
Do you have a Siege Rhino?
that are like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where is Siege Rhino?
Siege
Please
Rhino
tell me you have
has
a
to be
Siege
there.
Rhino.
So I didn't do Siege Rhino. I'm doing bigger Siege Rhino. I forget the name of this card.
Sieger
so-
Rhinoer?
Siege Rhino.
No, no, listen, it's the second Siege Rhino. Oh, Swazo, you know that.
It's even more ridiculous than that. So it's called Ivory Tusk.
Oh, it's the mammoth, the battle thing.
Oh yeah, the big
Yeah.
elephant.
It's a 5-mana 5/7 elephant. Untap each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it during each other player's untap.
That's amazing.
That thing is a beast.
So it's Seedborn Muse for your creatures. But it's a 5-mana 5/7.
Okay.
I'm for this.
Okay.
I'm for this.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, Siege Rhino doesn't exactly fit in my deck. But I want something like it, and this is what I found. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Huh?
True that. But I'm very sad no one will be playing Looter Scooter at the table since that's banned.
Scooter.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, their ban list is really weird because like Breach is banned too.
Damn good reasons.
So your oh yeah, obviously, but like your Breach loops, you can't do that.
Right.
Oh man, the
There's
first thing I would have done
no,
is build an inverter deck, but they banned that too.
Yeah, like you can't run any.
Damn it! It's not even good in EDH, and I can't play it.
Because Inverter's banned. Leveler is not legal.
Yeah.
Tainted Pack isn't legal either.
That's probably for the best.
Honestly,
That's
though.
definitely for the best.
There's no card that's legal that just says draw your deck.
Oh, no Oko either.
Right.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, Oko's
Right
banned.
now-
Yeah.
Apparently, Pioneer is kind of dominated by is it Phoenix right now? So I wonder if,
Yes.
I
if
would
there's
believe
any
it.
way to port
think-
that in any fashion.
I mean,
I don't think so.
Not in the commander.
think about it this way though. Like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's too
There's
inconsistent
only one.
to get the Phoenix.
Yeah, what am I gonna do with
you
one
need to play like well, so here's the thing. You would have to play like
Which-
Grixis Phoenix.
Yeah.
So you can entomb the Phoenix. And if you're entombing a 3/2, I'm fine with that. Like
Yeah.
that's probably like on the lower end of the spectrum of things that
Literally
you can
have
do.
it
Well, you can't entomb the Phoenix. There's no entomb.
Not in a pioneer legal form.
No, there is. There's
But,
final
like just
parting.
in general. Like if I were to play
Oh,
if you
right.
were to try and play Phoenix in Commander, you would have to play it in black.
Hmm.
Yeah, it would have to be like final parting, and you'd have to pay 5 mana to put in the 3/2 in the graveyard.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Ah, final parting. What a thing.
Yeah, so Swazo, I've heard Swazo's back on the internet again.
Hmm.
Back on the internet, I guess.
Yeah, back to streaming Modern on.
I have not started streaming yet, but this is the first time that I've been able to see the carpet in this room that didn't have boxes covering it everywhere. So we are gonna start streaming a little bit. But I have been playing some Magic. It just hasn't really been Commander. Our LGS just started doing our FNMs again. We're playing some Modern, and I lost in the finals last week, but your boy did go undefeated and represent us pretty well.
Heck yeah.
With
Hey,
I had 7 turn 3 storm kills out of my 8 wins.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. You were gonna punt eventually, and I'm just assuming you lost because you punted because you're playing
No,
Storm.
the game I lost, I didn't make enough goblins.
Wow, that's
14 on turn 2 wasn't
That
enough.
wasn't enough.
And that's Modern for you.
oof.
But
I don't want to
because
know.
Modern is my, we'll say, second favorite format to EDH, I'm really excited for tonight's show. I got some things to talk about. So
Sean's always been is the busiest of all, so
For sure.
you know too.
Oddly enough, not a lot really Commander related. I mean, so I think we had our battle with Jim, and then I did a baseball box opening against MTG Girl from TikTok. I did lose.
Yeah.
I did lose. It was 13-5, not my best showing. My high CMC cards were in like my last 6 packs, so like there might have been a world if I had picked packs differently. We were closer. I think she still would have won in the end, but I mean, I cracked a Jeweled Lotus. So I can't complain.
I did see that. So that's a good time to ask so everyone knows. You guys always play baseball. Do you just pick 27 packs? Is
No,
that your
we buy a
27
box.
No, it's
but
one
like,
box, yeah.
you use the whole box? What's
Yeah.
the baseball part of it?
So
Why is it called baseball?
It's because it's like it's usually 1v1, so it's basically like it's like that. It's like you play like inning style. So like I say I flip my first card. It's a 3-man CMC card. Sean flips his next card. It's a 2. He has to flip another card to get ahead of me and then to give the inning back to me. Basically, I don't know why it's called baseball, but like that's just where we're at.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just it's a degenerate gambling game that we played. I played many times at my LGS.
I've seen it played many times. I just really didn't understand the baseball
Yeah,
part.
Yeah.
so if you're playing actual baseball, like at an LGS with your quote unquote friends, I guess, because people will get mad about baseball. The rule is the loser buys the packs. So I've seen games of baseball with like 4 or 5 people, and someone has to buy all the packs for 5 people.
That's so rough.
Or I have to buy the winner or 5 packs, and like 3 other people dodged the bullet, and then 1 person got all the packs.
Dang.
Please do not do this. We don't advocate that, by the way.
We make the stakes a little bit more fun. So like, I still have to complete Adam's challenge for losing the last time, which is to make.
I still have to complete your challenge, yeah.
Yeah, 5 color alternate win condition. I lost to Beck, so Beck is gonna be thinking of, MTG Girl is like gonna be thinking of something for me to do, MTG related, since I lost. So we'll see.
Do an entire game as Barney.
Maybe she'll choose that. I don't know. She's gonna let me know.
At least I won that game.
True, but the other fun little thing we're gonna be doing is we are actually taking the box we opened from the baseball battle, and we're gonna be building a singleton commander deck out of those cards of Commander Legends and facing off with those decks in a week, with a couple other friends and like a small little 4v4 booster box battle commander deck, all singletons. So it's gonna be bad, but it's gonna be great.
So a 4-person box league game, basically.
Yup.
Box league's always a good time.
It is. Well, yeah, I mean, that's, aside from planning a few other games and stuff and kicking around, that's really what I've been up to.
All right. Real quick, we got some news on the stack from this afternoon. I think Sean can explain this better than me, though. Something about secret layer universes.
Oh, yeah, so this will be really quick and really tight. So secret layers are continuing on with extended universes. What's going on instead, though, is they're going to be adopting the Godzilla style as the de facto way to do a secret lair for a new type. So, if a secret lair comes out now anytime in the future, if it's from an alternate IP, it is going to be given the Godzilla treatment. It will have the character's name at the top, you'll have the real card name and the tiny text underneath, and if it is done for a card that will be printed in the future, that card will be released in its regular way 6 months roughly down the line in a true set. They are not doing the way of the Walking Dead anymore. Using the list, yes. The list,
which is kind of
there was another way.
the bummer.
Yeah, the list was the one way, and then the future set is later on, but the list is the first major way, right? But yeah, they're done with the Walking Dead style. Now it's never happening again.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
I will add the caveat, and this is kind of where they lost me. They still haven't said if they were going to reprint the Walking Dead cards.
No, they have not touched. Yeah.
No, they didn't say
In a
that.
non-Walking Dead way. They have not confirmed. They have not confirmed or denied that. They've stayed away from it completely.
I mean, you do have.
You
It is
beat
what
me
it
to
is.
the womp womp.
I mean, we're going back to Innistrad soon, so I suppose that's the easiest way to do it.
Probably.
That's what I've been saying since the beginning. But they haven't said if they were going to or not.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We wait with bated breath, I suppose. And now let's get into our show topic, where we talk a whole bunch about Modern Horizons 2.
Woo!
All right, so for those the uninitiated, Modern Horizons 2 releases next week.
Yes.
Week on the 18th. So Friday, June 18th, 2021. So it is
is the pre-release this weekend or next
Saturday,
week?
Sunday,
this
early
weekend,
justice, or at your house, whatever you would like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know if it was next weekend as well.
So, for those who don't know, Modern Horizons is something they started in 2019, where they inject a whole bunch of cards into Modern by printing it in a set and making it print to demand ?
I believe yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is the spiritual successor. So the previous Modern Horizons featured such cards as Urza, Renin 6, Sarah, the Horizon lands, the enemy Horizon Canby-esque lands got printed. Hogak, Yawgmoth. So a lot, and a lot of interesting commander cards too. I think the most interesting one I thought was it was the one that says Mountain Step Cycling.
Yeah.
Cycling red, yeah.
Iconic Reformation.
Iconic Reformation, yeah. That was probably my favorite commander card.
They also printed more swords of X and Y as well.
Mhm.
Yes, they had that one had two. So this is the spiritual successor to that, or spiritual sequel. Except that we knew from last year's roadmap that this would contain the enemy fetch lands, which it does. So that makes it kind of a big deal because the enemy fetch lands haven't been reprinted since Modern Masters 2017.
Yes.
Reprinted, set to demand. Thank goodness.
Yeah, because those cards get very expensive, and they basically are a roadblock to playing Modern.
Can I lay out the caveat right now?
Sure.
Based on the current pre-order prices of everything, they're certainly not helping the prices.
That's not entirely true. The standard Scalding Tarn is $15 less than any other Scalding Tarn. That's already dropping.
Yeah.
And that was always the barrier to playing Modern was the is it fetch land.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So I give them time. I give them a couple weeks.
Yeah. So
I also give it past the pre-order before prices actually look.
I do agree.
Reasonable as
100%
well.
on that.
All right. So this is basically a bunch of a whole lot of new cards, but a bunch of reprints of stuff that's not currently in Modern, but is in our format. But it does have commander implications because we get to play with this because it's legal in our format because it's an internal format. And there's a lot of stuff that doesn't exist. So I guess
stuff that depending on who you ask shouldn't exist either. But we'll get into that.
I mean, anyway, so lots of new commander options for commanders, lots of new stuff for your commander deck. So maybe building a deck archetype you hadn't tried before, and notable reprints. One of which is a banned card in Commander. Swazo, as the expert on Modern, I'll defer to you on what do you see? What do you feel as far as commander implications of the set?
I was kind of disappointed because, as far as Commander is concerned, only because I think, what was it? Are there 12 legendary commanders?
I believe so. Yeah,
I think it's a low number. They didn't really inject a lot of commanders into the format, and like you said previously, a lot of the cards are already legal. From a Modern standpoint, we have Counterspell now. That is game changing. Card is really good. We've had Counterspell forever in EDH, so I don't. We're going to talk about some cards, but I don't see it having as big an impact as we were kind of hoping or thinking it might when they were doing spoiler season.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff here.
Definitely.
I think there's a lot of interesting pieces and things that didn't exist before can exist, namely squirrels.
Can I do story time as
Sure.
to why a lot of
Story
this
time.
is so different?
Sure.
So the people who designed this set were Brad Nelson, Brian Braun-Duin, and Michael Majors, along with Sam Black and Aaron Forsyth. The five of them did all
trying
the
to play some
final
Modern is what they're
design
trying to do.
The set was designed by and they've started to do this. This was one of the first sets that they openly said we are getting high profile very good players involved in the design process and being more hands-on. So this is the beginning of that kind of new trend, and we saw that with Commander Legends, and where they had Sheldon working on product, and Sheldon worked on Commander 21 as well. Like, this set was designed by players who have played Modern and played Pro Tours and everything like that. So it has that undertone of that, but at the end of the day, like, there are still going to be there's a lot of cards in there that aren't designed for Modern.
Yeah,
but were designed by people who play.
Yeah.
Like, the limited environment and like the commander implications were like very talked about in the design process and the final tuning of a lot of cards.
I think that is probably the most positive step in the right direction after these fire design debacles that we could ever have. Is having people.
I mean, there's
who
there's still some like fire design going on.
100%. You can keep fire design as long as the people who arguably know Magic better than the people who create the game are giving the okay. Like, you can make Oko if Brad gets to see it first and tells you it's busted and you can't print it. You know, like, you can do things like that.
For real though. So I was listening to the Bash Brothers, and Brad and BBD were interviewing quote unquote Michael Majors. And they were talking about how like they had a day designing and playing all the squirrel cards where they were like, this is a problem. Like, they took like the 75 like card for card like net decking, the best decks in Modern, and put it up against this like squirrel deck they threw together in testing, and the squirrel deck was just wiping the floor completely, just trashing decks like Tron and Storm and like all of that kind of stuff. Humans, insert good Modern deck here, just beating them all.
Anyone who's trying to trash Tron is okay
asked.
with me.
Well, I for one welcome our squirrel overlords. Let's actually talk about some of the archetypes featured here. Maybe me and Sean can go as everyone. Let's go around the table and name an archetype that is featured in this set that is maybe kind of an archetype in Commander.
Domain.
I'll start. Yeah, domain. I was gonna say madness.
Yeah, madness.
There's a lot of madness cards.
Well, I mean, like here's the thing. Pretty much every keyword ever is in this set.
Yeah, there's a bunch of affinity. There's a bunch of affinity cards.
Every keyword.
Better Mirror Enforcer.
Better Mirror Enforcer.
Yeah.
You even have Living Weapon back in this set.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got the
Caldra
little batter skull.
Complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caldra Complete, which just goes to show that when Caldra died, the equipment got picked up by a Phyrexian.
There's a bunch of there's a bunch of Delirium cards outside of like the typical Delirium colors.
Mm-hmm.
Imprint.
Thank you.
Also back.
Yes. Evoke
is big. That's a big one. Okay, so let's talk about this one real quick. So Evoke, for those uninitiated, is a Lorwyn mechanic where you can play a creature and it has this other cost, but you have to you can cast it and then it sacrifices as soon as it enters. So a lot of these have free evoke costs, namely the Mythic Cycle, Solitude, Subtlety, Grief, Fury, and Endurance. All have alternate mana costs that are essentially free. Basically, they're basically force ofs. Like example, I call Solitude Force to Plowshares for example. Yeah,
Pitch to Plowshares. Way better
Pitch
than
to Plowshares.
Come on.
I think these are decent. Like the white one stands out to me as like the white one and the red one probably stand out to me as some of the better ones as far as evokes.
I think the best one's the green one actually.
I tend to think the black one's got the strongest ability, but I mean that's in comparison to format against combo. But
the green one's Endurance, right?
Yeah, Endurance. Yeah. So this card says it's a 3/4 with reach and flash. When Endurance enters the battlefield,
3/4.
Sorry, a 3-mana 3/4. Yeah. So when Endurance enters the battlefield, up to one target player puts all cards in their from their graveyard at the bottom of their library in a random order.
Yep.
So you can tuck someone into an entire graveyard, or yours, or whatever.
Yeah, lots of ways to.
You can protect protect your own graveyard. Screw over the Marin deck. Just like hose a Reanimator strategy, because a Reanimator strategy is trying to take things out of their graveyard. If they don't have a graveyard, it's not doing anything. And I just like the fact that it also has flash. And it's above rate for the stats. Like the only other 3-mana 3/4s that I can think of either have downsides or are Brimas.
Oh yeah, I should mention the black one and the red one do not have flash.
Yeah, they don't.
Those effects are way too good for flash.
Touching on that,
they also printed.
Oh, go ahead, Sean. Sean, you have the floor.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, touching on that graveyard thing with the endurance. Like, there's also that Dwathi Voidwalker. Like.
Oh man, that's going straight in Moldrathi even so fast, dude.
We got a lot of cool stuff that hits different parts of the field.
Yeah, so just to clarify, Darathi Bladewalker, 2-mana 3/2, Darathi Rogue with Shadow. If a card will be put in your opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it and put a Void encounter on it instead. Tap, sacrifice Darathi Voidwalker. Choose an exile card an opponent owns with a Void counter on it. You may play it this turn without paying its mana costs. Gross.
Yeah.
Going straight in Moldrathi, I'm telling you right now. This card's way too funny. Plus, Moldrathi likes to play, like my deck likes to play with the opponent's decks, so it basically is a clone deck. There's some other stuff. Like, okay, so let's talk about powerful cards that could be problematic for Formal. That was definitely one. There's been also talk of.
Can I interject real quick?
Of course.
You've mentioned powerful cards that could impact the format, right?
Or they can.
I would like to point out
I would say in a negative way.
There's an absence of a second white mythic in this set.
Is it really?
There's only one white mythic.
No, there's two.
Really good.
Yeah, Sarah's Emissary is the only white mythic.
No, there's
which
Solitude.
tells me
no,
there was a there's no white.
Solitude.
Sorry, there is no white legendary mythic, and every other color has a legendary.
Yeah, correct. There's no white legendary.
Which tells me that they had a legendary white mythic at one point.
Well, I guess if you count Garth.
Powerful, and they didn't want it. They didn't want another Serrific Greatsword incident.
So I think that they had a white legendary that was actually playable, so they got rid of it.
Well, you have Garth.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Again, like I said, absence of there was one cannon for a white mythic that could have majorly impacted the format, but there is not. Sorry, I had to like piggyback off of your exact word.
Actually,
it's so oddly specific.
I want to just quickly take on that too. What's odd in particular as well, green has 4, and 3 of those mythics are legendary in comparison to the other colors. So there's an absence in white, and green's got the overabundance.
Yeah, green did get a lot.
What that tells me is what should have been the white mythic, like white legendary mythic, they just added a green one from the file instead.
Yeah.
To fill the slot. So at least they filled the slot, but white being white needs the help. So having one less card, it's one more card that could have helped the color.
Well, you got Garth. That's a white card.
That is a Wooburg card.
Hey, I see W in there.
That's not really trying to use white for its endgame strategy.
All right, speaking of powerful cards, so this guy probably got talked about the most as far as all the commanders, in my opinion. Garth One-Eyed is a Wooburg 5/5, so one of each color. Tap, choose a card that hasn't been chosen from among Disenchant, Brain Geyser, Terror, Shivan Dragon, Regrowth, and Black Lotus. Create a copy of the card with the chosen name. You may cast a copy. You still pay costs. This guy can basically tap and make you a Black Lotus, but
you tap it infinitely, make infinite Black Lotuses.
Yes,
and then tap it infinitely to make infinite Brain Geysers. It's everything you need to win the game, all in the command zone. No,
it's just
you have a blink.
Yeah. Okay. So to clarify the rules, so if you reset this guy with a flicker effect of some sort, or return him to your hand or whatever, it doesn't remember what he chose before. So if you had a Black Lotus, you can make another one.
So question about that ruling as well. So when you tap it, does that ability go on the stack so you can then manipulate him?
Yes.
Can you untap him and cast it again for the same thing because it hasn't resolved yet?
Yes.
That would be my understanding. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The choice was made, so you chose the card, so it remembers that choice.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he physically has to-
It needs a new instance
Okay.
of Garth.
Yeah.
So Deadeye Navigator.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it's
cool.
very, very easy to do this, and it's basically a win con stable. This is easily the most. I think the commander that will be abused the most from this new set.
Oh yeah, easily.
But here's the thing: to abuse it, you need 3 pieces.
It's not that difficult. You have
One of those
you have
pieces
one
is
all
man's
access.
out.
You have, yeah, I say access to 1 all the time,
Yeah, but you need a haste enabler and a blink.
and a flicker engine. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. You need a blink.
yeah. Okay, so that guy's pretty powerful. So watch out to him coming to a store near you. Other one I want to talk about, which I got into kind of a debate about with somebody. Void Mirror, 2 mana artifact. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no colored mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Storm player Swazo is grimacing and almost wincing in pain at the sight of this.
Can I just like brush some commentary over? Who like? I know the 4 of us were pretty chill about it, but like for the most part, in the greater ecosystem of EDH, who didn't like kind of about it.
It was.
And we talked about
topic.
we actually talked about this card, and we talked about this card in particular with Jim as well.
We did. I think when we were talking about ban list stuff. So Swazo obviously does not like this card.
Just because, like, I mean, theoretically on paper, it does alienate a subsect of players who play exclusively colorless decks. But I will say there are colorless decks that make colored mana.
Right.
Like I can run a mana confluence in my and lands like that in my.
I do think that it's not quite as mean as its actual intended purpose. It literally shuts down half the modern format. Like just stops it cold. It's super oppressive. So I'm interested to see how it actually plays. On paper, it seems very oppressive.
Yeah.
In Commander, I'm not so sure. It's nobody's showing. You're very rarely going to sit across from an Emrakul deck or something where it's going to shut down an entire deck at the table. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make certain things happen, but like my entire deck isn't just invalidated. Like in Modern, where several decks are just literally shut down if you power that out on turn 1 or something.
Yeah, I think the biggest.
There are people likening it to like a Rest in Peace.
It's
Like,
not.
I can't play my
I
graveyard.
don't think it's as good as
because
Rest in Peace, but
I-
in Commander.
Yeah, I feel like it's not quite like a Rest in Peace. It's a locked out effect. I think it's good, but I don't think it's broken in Commander. But in Modern, yeah, that it shuts off a lot.
I think the big complaint is that, and I'll move on after this, that this is in the same boat as Iona, and Iona's on the ban list. But like like how many times are you like? Okay, you sit down at a table. Like, what are the odds that you're playing your colorless deck? What are the odds someone against you or every other opponent at the table is packing a Void Mirror? Probably slim to none.
What the colorless player, the people who like actually play colorless decks are saying is, I will not play you if you play
the
this.
same thing. Yeah.
They're using pre-game
I don't
discussion.
see it any more oppressive in EDH than a damping sphere or something. Whereas you take it to a smaller format like Modern, if Storm or Tron is doing well one weekend, everyone shows up before damping spheres next weekend, you better switch your deck. I wouldn't even know if I wouldn't play it in my like Urza deck or anything in EDH. So I'm trying to fetch out artifacts and then make a bunch of mana and cast spells. So like it would hurt myself. I just don't see it as very oppressive, but you're right. I think EK's spot on. You're going to know that that's in someone's deck and you're not going to shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about another new powerful card that I think we all like a lot. Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth. This is basically a green version of Urborg. So it turns all the lands into forests. I think this card has a lot of use.
Gavin, well, it has a lot of use with cards like Ashaya.
Yeah.
Who wants everything to be forests anyway.
Well, most of your deck's forest
There's an
anyway.
Oops Infinite with that involves those two. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it's as good as
So them
Urborg?
well, that depends on the deck. Like a 5-color deck is gonna love this because you are instantly fixed for green.
Yep.
Just as you would, like in a 5-color deck, you would play Urborg to instantly fix yourself for black. The existence of this implies that eventually they will finish the cycle because given the people who design the cards nowadays, they like finishing
There's
cycles.
very
at some
few
point.
things in the universe of Magic the Gathering that bother me more than an unfinished cycle like 5 years later.
The sword
man.
sets.
Nothing bothers me more. So I hope you're right. But as far as this card is concerned, I don't see it any different than Urborg. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great card to have. I think it's really cool.
I don't think green decks will play it as much as you think,
I don't
honestly.
either.
No, I think it's gonna be like dual
not
color.
mono green, that's for sure.
I do
Well, no,
think
not
like,
mono green.
I think EK said it right. It's gonna fix green more than green decks playing green are playing forest to abuse their forests most of the time. So I don't think this is gonna matter a whole lot in green decks, but other decks it'll help.
So I'll tell you a land that will
Decks
probably
decks that like hedging their fixed mana.
yeah. So I'll tell you a land that will
like
matter.
like
Got it. Finish your thought.
oh no. Oh god.
So I'll tell you a land that will matter.
I was just gonna... What?
Urza Saga. So this is a Saga land, so it's free.
Yep.
It's also an enchantment. First chapter, it gains tap to add a colorless. Second chapter, it gains 2-tap, create a 0/0 colorless construct token that has P&T equal to number of artifacts you control. Chapter 3, search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1. Put in the battlefield and shuffle. I don't understand why like in what world is every deck not playing this?
Yeah. It seems like it seems like a really solid EDH staple. Their logic behind it was nice. I can tutor up my pithing needle in modern. Everyone else is like free mana crypts.
Yeah, I was like free mana crypt, free soaring, free lion's eye diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free whatever artifact you want that's gonna win the game. Or well, sorry, let me correct that. Free 1 mana, 0 mana artifact that is gonna accelerate you ahead to your condition, depending what it is.
Hey, even if I get even if I play this and like I get a soul ring 3 turns later, I'm not unhappy.
No, absolutely.
You're netting if you do that because you remember it will sacrifice itself at the end. You know, on that third chapter, so you are losing the land.
That's true.
In a deck that cares about artifacts, I don't think that this construct token should be overlooked. Also,
Right.
No, God,
this
no.
can get really big really quickly,
Very true.
and it's free.
Well,
Speaking of
I mean,
yeah,
also
go ahead.
I was gonna say think about it this way as well. The higher up, like the closer you get to the higher end of the format, you know, closer you get towards CDH, everything like that, the more artifact dense decks are just in general. So you're going to have a tangible threat just by playing your game normally. Like any deck is going to.
Yeah, I agree. So this is a very good like high power card for sure. Like if you're playing like a high power game or deck, you want this card.
I mean, I think even outside of a high-powered deck, you're gonna want this.
Yeah.
I
think-
don't see the downside to it. Like, I'll even go as far as let's look at a deck that cares about tribal types in the graveyard. Like, this hits a land, enchantment, saga. That's all relevant.
Well,
Yeah, like
what I was
most Alpha would
saying.
play this.
What I was saying to people was this goes and finds your artifact land.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this finds your
No, it
furnace,
does not.
This finds your ancient.
They do
Ven.
not have mana cost 0. It's not mana value. It has to have the actual 0 or 1 on the card. You cannot
Okay.
get a Darksteel Citadel.
Fair enough. You're right.
Sweet though.
Well, that's
Yeah.
inconsistent. That's inconsistent with how they're trying to.
Totally
resolve
agree.
things.
The whole mana value thing blows my mind. I don't get it.
All right.
I still can't figure out if Scion of Draco, if you have 5 lands, is mana value 2 or 12. Like, I just don't know.
Mana value 12, mana cost to play 2.
Well,
domain-
CMC 12 mana value 2?
Mana value still 12.
Okay.
Well, this
Like-
won't get confusing ever.
Yeah, I just don't get it. And I played for 20 years.
CMC is relevant to mana value. Mana value is just used as a relevant term to check when dealing with X cost spells because of Strixhaven terminology. For all reference, for example, for like Scion, that is 12. When you
No
go to
matter what.
cast, no matter what, the cost
Okay.
reduction comes into play when you go to cast it, because that's when the domain trigger checks, right?
So
It's,
like on the stack, let's say you have 5 lands and you cast it. Can I disdainful stroke it?
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yes,
Is it
you
2
do,
or
yeah.
12? Okay.
it's 2 to
It's
cast, but
costing
12 on
me
the
2,
clock.
but it is 12.
Yes,
Okay.
you could stroke it.
Got
Okay.
it.
All right. Moving on to another artifact. This is my PSA for this one. Soul Talisman. This is a
Oh,
zero.
yeah.
This is a costless artifact with suspend 3 for 1 mana, and you get 3 turns later you get a Soul Ring. So I don't know if you all remember, but Mox Tantalite was a card, and I
Thank
remember
you.
everyone went bananas over that card, and I
We did?
never. No, not you.
No.
Like the unreasonable Magic populace went bananas for it.
I will stand by this. We have not given it enough time. Mox Tantalite and Soul whatever Talisman will be broken just like every other Moxen has been, and it's going to be out of the format.
I mean,
we don't have the right card yet that breaks this.
There's
Yeah,
only
but you're-
there's only one commander that I know of that can abuse this, and it's Jorah the Gitu.
no,
If
Oscar
she
could do
cares
it.
about
Yeah.
time counters to begin with.
Oscar could do it too.
Delayed though, and it might not be fast enough.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my thing. Like, do you want to play this card? Is this card entering all your commander decks? Absolutely not.
No.
Should you go bananas and get as many copies of this? Probably not. Also, so I am saving you as the Magic players some money from buying the Soul Talisman. Just make sure you think about this. Like, I'm gonna put it in Muldrotha because I don't get a Soul Rings. This is the closest thing I can hope for. Because I play evens only.
You're Garuda, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But like, from just a modern implication, like, Swazi, you just said you had a bunch of games in turn 3. How is this relevant if I have to wait 3 turns for this thing?
Well, when you break something, you don't have to wait for it. We just don't have a way to break it yet. Like,
Right,
that's all
you
I'm
would have-
saying.
Breaking would have involved removing the counters, basically.
Well, no.
There's
so
gonna It's
here's
gonna take 10 years, but we'll get it.
I would say here's the argument of how he breaks it though. That's a Storm Count trigger 1 on turn 3, with the free 2 mana that he has access to. Lotus Bloom, right? Lotus Bloom, Dragonstorm. Turn 3 combo off, gave you 3 Storm triggers.
I could see an ad nauseum style deck in a 60 card constructed format, maybe doing it just like you said, just like a Lotus Bloom or something.
Yep.
For our podcast's sake, no, it goes in the bottom of your junk box.
Oh yeah, great for Commander. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's Commanders maybe where you explore it or like consider it, but like yeah, I agree. It's not like a first choice.
I'm gonna nuance this. I'm gonna nuance this even more. It might not necessarily just be for commanders, like specific commanders. It could also just be for a certain like weight class where people are fine with, their game, where there's time for the time counters to expire on it. Your game is going like the 13, 14 turns, where if I play this on turn 4 and I don't get it until turn 7, then like I still have half of the game to use it.
I also, and I'm not advocating for this. I'm literally just saying a lot of other people are unhappy with fast mana. Should anything happen to our Soul Rings, this might be a little more playable if you don't have the better version. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I will say, and I'm quoting the powers that be. Soul Ring is functionally unbannable.
I have no problem with
in the
someone playing a
format.
turn 1 Soul Ring. I'm not the person that's complaining about this. So that's all.
Yeah. Could I see them banning it eventually?
In Modern or Commander?
But for now,
It just depends on
Commander. It's just Soul Ring.
It just depends
Soul
on how
Ring
many
is
people
too
hit
ubiquitous.
send tweet. That's all.
Yeah.
Or get
Alright,
a Reddit
maybe.
Reddit
Even
post.
that might not work.
Upvotes. Sorry, you're right.
All right. Last new card I'll talk about before we move on to something else. So Equipment fans rejoice! You got a new sword to play with. Sword of Hearth and Home. 3 mana, 2 to equip artifact and equipment. Creature has +2/+2 protection from green and white. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target creature you own. Then search your library for a basic land, put both on in the battlefield. Then shuffle your library.
Yep.
Doesn't say land comes in taps. Doesn't stop. It doesn't say taps. So you get both things back. So you get basically you can reset an ETB and you get an untapped land every time you
yeah. How is this not the best white card in the set?
Wait.
I mean, it is.
Question.
Solemnity exists.
Hearth and Home, Blinking Aurelia.
Which one?
War Leader. Reset after combat, so this re-triggers every time, so you have infinite combat steps? Question mark.
I'd have to
depends on when it comes back in.
And you can play your Yavimaya land because you got to be Naya, right? At that point.
Exile up to 1 target creature you own, then search your library. Put both cards on the battlefield. It's a resolution at the end of the trigger.
Yeah. Okay. This is a straight up infinite with Aurelia.
I broke the format. We're done. Congratulations. I'm retiring.
Yeah. See you guys 2 weeks from now on Monday, 7 p.m.
Sean, right. I would like to add the caveat. To be fair, what doesn't break Aurelia?
I mean, relevant, but still. I just wanted to say I figured.
Yeah, this is another infinite with her.
It's
a card that you would want to be running anyways.
I like this interaction with her.
No, you absolutely run it in a deck like that to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. One last card I want to talk about before we move on to lighter-hearted stuff. Profane Tutor. 0 mana sorcery. Spend 2, 1 in a black. Search your library for a card, put the card in your hand, then shuffle. Now that's a card I'm going to put in every black deck. If I'm allowed to. Because like, I don't care when I get a D-Tutor. If I get 2 turns later, I'm not unhappy unless I'm dead.
This is...
Oh, and that's going to be the thing. Part of the power of tutoring is being able to do it right away.
Mm-hmm.
I do see this. So remember, it's printed in a modern set. So like, I see this as being a lot more powerful in Commander than I do in Modern. Agreed. In Modern, you suspend that, you may never get to cast it. You just might be dead.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, depending on how greasy your game is, you might never see that card.
I don't really like the 1 to 10 power scale thing a whole lot the more I think about it. But like anything 7 or higher, I don't think can play this. Because the games are going to be too powerful. But I think anything less, 100%. You playing black, throw it in. Card 2.
Yeah, I think this is as fair as Wishclaw Talisman, honestly.
I would maybe
I think it might be a little better.
See, I would still say something in the higher level could potentially run it, depending on the deck that's going in. And I know we're going to nuance it with niches, but yeah, this is 2 mana to spend, but even at a higher power game, if you're going on a slower deck that's going to hold down free counter spells, this is a 2 mana, get my win con ready for turn 4 while I hold counter spells up to lock down. And like a Grixis control is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
I don't have a problem with it if you've already got a D-Tutor in your deck and you're just putting a second D-Tutor in.
Yeah.
I already knew we already discussed this game that there's gonna be some tutoring. So, okay, moving on to the lighthearted affair. Let's go around the room and everyone tell us about your favorite silly card in this set. I'll start.
Okay.
Scuttletide, 1 in a blue enchantment. 1, discard a card, create a 0/3 blue crab creature token. Delirium, crabs you control get +1/+1 as long as there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. This is the crab tribal card I never knew I wanted.
I got crabs. It's
pretty funny.
Crab tribal would be pretty funny, and I'm for it.
we do actually have a crab tribal deck floating around our online meta, so
low-key really good.
Yeah, actually is really good. We did a good job with that.
We did a good job.
All right, Sean, what's your favorite silly card here?
Honestly, it's Strike It Rich.
The good one.
1 mana, create a treasure token with flashback. I just kind of like that this is like a 1 mana get an artifact. There's like treasure stuff has been coming up lately, and there's some interesting ways to kind of
it's also like kind of bank a mana for later.
I just look at it as getting you just get a Lotus Petal like for later. That's all it is. Like it's a really good card.
It is, but like partner with like a good Galazeth Prismari commander, that's 1 mana, just I've got it always kind of thing. But yeah, I like that. I think it's a really interesting approach for banking a mana at a later stage.
I think the flashback really sells it too. So many times I just have 3 extra mana. What am I doing with it? Let's ramp.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds great. Mine's easy.
Okay, good. All right, why don't you go ahead, Swazo?
Pretty obvious. If anyone thought I was saying anything other than Chatterstorm, sign off. Okay.
Oh, okay.
1 and a green sorcery. Create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Storm. Like, let's make some squirrels, boys. That's definitely the silliest card to me. And it's actually pretty good.
You could put it in a green deck, and like that's a win con. You just go infinite with your elf ball and just make a lot
I
of
believe we'll
squirrels
get
and
there
then
on the
hoof.
next round through this. So we'll continue.
EK, your favorite silly card in this set?
Chef's Kiss, no question.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
one.
That is a good one.
It's not because it's not because it is the Brian Braun-Duin card, but it's I love the effect.
Oh yeah, it's really
So it's
funny.
1 red for an instant. Gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent or player. Copy it, then reselect the target at random for the spell, and then the copy. The new targets can't be you or a permanent you control.
That last sentence makes it way less abusable, which makes it more fun. So I like that.
Well, and like it's written narrow enough that you just can't like Chef's Kiss someone's cultivate and then you get to cultivate twice. Like this is a like Banefire or like a Brain Geyser sort of counter sort of thing. You Chef's Kiss the Brain Geyser or whatever, and then 2 other people, including the person who probably casted the Brain Geyser, probably lose the game right then and there.
True.
Like, I'm just happy that this exists, and I'm gonna put it in my decks for that one game where I just screw someone over and we all laugh about it.
I was gonna say, then you gotta look him in the face
very
and do the Chef's Kiss.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Let's go around the room again and talk about our favorite reprinted card. By the way, I made an error earlier in the show. I said there was only 1 banned reprint in this set. There are 2. Braids and Upheaval are both in this set, and both are banned in Commander.
2 of my favorite cards from my childhood. What a shame.
I know. Yeah, you and my friend Joe would say the same thing. I'll start, I guess. Favorite reprint? This is just me because I think this card's actually kind of neat. Mog Salvage. 2 in a red instant. If your opponent controls an island and you control a mountain, you can cast this without paying cost. Destroy target artifact. Instant. Real good.
That is pretty good.
It's a good EDH card.
I like it a lot. I definitely Googled somebody with this card before. Like they were hoping to go off. Like they had a Paradox engine, and I just like they tried to cast another spell, and I'm like, Mog Salvage Paradox engine. Sean.
I kind of dig that Yavimaya Elder got a reprint. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't get as much play as like it used to, but I still think it's functionally a nice kind of ramp piece that's available. It's taking cards in your deck, putting in your hand, and I kind of dig that it came back, you know, especially in this format.
I think you like it because it has a self-sacrifice thing, and you like doing that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. You got me.
Swazo.
I mean,
Counterspell.
it's just my favorite card of all time almost. We've had it since Magic was created, but Counterspell's my favorite card ever. So
Okay, fair enough. EK.
The cowards finally reprinted the fetch lands.
Cowards.
They finally did it. I mean, yeah.
And not only did they reprint the fetch lands, but they reprinted them with 2 or I don't even know how many bling options because I can't keep track
3,
of them.
yeah.
Extended
it's 4.
art, old border.
But yeah, they reprinted the fetch lands, and that's
like, good enough.
I mean, my not cop out answers, like I could say Cabal Coffers, but like
Fair.
I'm gonna say Curse Totem.
Ooh,
Curse Totem's a good one.
That is a good
That's definitely
That card
hoser.
was like $80. That card was like $80.
Yeah.
Well, it hosts every elf player in existence, which is really funny.
Yeah. It hoses a lot of things.
All right. Last.
Like I said, it's one of those cards that people don't talk about, but it's extremely expensive and very playable.
All right. Last before we wrap. Commander, you're most likely to play from this set. I'll start. Lonus Cryptozoologist, the Investigate Commander. I really like. I mean, I would probably build it in an interesting way. Like, I'm leaning toward like it's like cryptids, which is like Bigfoot, Yetis, and stuff like that. But I'm trying to. We're trying to debate whether or not an Eldrazi is a cryptid. So
It's a cryptid.
yeah, okay. I mean, that's bias. That's bias, but okay, I'll go with it.
I mean, I would say so. I'm the voice.
I think
here.
I think the other thing would be like everything in the deck is there can be no humans existing in the deck. That would probably be something that Cryptozoologist deck would have because they wouldn't care about humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. A cryptid is an animal whose existence or survival to the present day is disputed or unsubstantiated.
I guess that is an Eldrazi.
You
It's an
can't show me a
Eldrazi.
dead Emrakul, therefore Emrakul's still out there. Okay?
That's true.
So, I think you got this.
Someone said I could add. Does anyone know how to say the name of this card? Because I definitely don't. Asmaranda.
Oh, yeah.
Asmaranda cooled the card.
I do. Yes. Go ahead, Don.
All together.
Asmora,
Cool.
Nomardic, Adistic, and Nikaldakar. I kind of messed up on the
Yeah.
middle.
Asmora, Nomardi, Kadaistan, Akuldakar.
Yeah.
That is like I'm like 100%
Lady-
positive.
No,
Lady
100%.
A.
You got it.
Yeah. So this card, I've been
Lady
told I'm
A.
allowed to rule 0 into my Guillaume deck, and I just won't do it because I don't really feel like saying this thing every time I play it.
Now, if anyone ever tries to Cabal Therapy it from you, call a judge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. 100%.
They need to say it right.
Okay, Sean, Commander, you're most likely to play in this from this set.
Chatterfang food chain?
This seems real shit. Okay.
Yeah, scroll food chain. That's what I'm doing. I want my storm count. That's it. I want my storm count
That's it.
squirrels.
Okay.
Swazzo.
All right, well, I'm gonna show you how to actually do what you want to do, and we're gonna build AV Progenitor Ooze. Okay.
Oh yeah, Mono Green
Okay.
Storm. Yeah.
We are gonna have Mono Green Elf Booze Storm.
Yeah.
Nah, man, squirrels.
We're
Okay.
gonna have Chatterfang. We're gonna have Oozes, Elf Ball. We're gonna make lots of Progenitor Oozes.
Yeah.
Insert Timmy from Fairly Odd Parents' dad's meme about this is where I would play the White Mythic Commander if there was one.
Oof.
Well, there are
But,
white rare commanders though.
I would yeah, well, like, so what I was gonna say is there's really no commander that like really speaks to me. There's a lot of stuff that
Mhm.
like I would put in the 99, but just there's no like commander I want to build around, and I think that's okay. And
Yeah, I
it's
think that's
okay that not every
I
card
wanna, like,
speaks to everyone.
I sound like a broken record, but I completely agree with EK. In a set that was designed to put cards in Modern, I'm glad it doesn't blow up our EDH format.
Yes.
yeah, I agree.
It's not meant
Well, like,
to do that.
think about it this way. That was kind of the idea with Urza. Was just to like print a really cool like mono blue artifact commander for Commander. They didn't expect
Modern.
Urza to
Yeah.
warp Modern.
Ugh.
Why that happened.
Trying to make it happen
Well,
again.
and then Hogak was meant to be like the Delve Convoke commander, and that happened
Oh.
too.
Very true.
Like I'm
And it's back. Like
yeah.
Troll King.
Like I said, I'm okay with there not being a commander that's just like I need to build that immediately, no questions asked. I'm dropping all of my plans.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of these legendaries I want to play in the 99. Like I want to play Throsta in like Selvala or Chatterfang in Blue List Nagila.
yeah.
I love that. But there's not necessarily a commander that I want to put a 99 behind.
That's a hot take. I love it.
I'm for it. I'm for it.
What I will say though is they did reprint Magus of the they reprinted Bridge, but on a
Oh,
bot.
my
Magus of
God.
the Bridge, yeah.
immediately after banning.
So, thank you.
Bridge.
So I played a league on Magic Online last night with my friend, and they played a 3 black mana Magus of the, and it's ... and I'm like, what did they just cast? I've never seen that card, and I clicked it, and almost like I was jaw dropped that they reprinted Bridge from below.
Yeah. No, but that's more to my point. Where like, this was a set for modern.
Yeah, so I think
we're just kind of just reaping the benefits, and I'm glad that they didn't just immediately shove it and like try and do like overtly do Commander Horizons, which I think a lot of people have been saying.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, so I think overall I like this set a lot. I think this set is good for Commander, but not like, it doesn't feel like a Commander oriented set, which I think is good because I think Modern needs some love, because now that now a lot of places are gonna start having people playing again together. I know Swazo already is. People are gonna play Modern again, so why not come back to a fresh Modern format?
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I think that's all for our take on Modern Horizons 2 for this episode.
Yeah, I think so.
So to the listeners, what are some of your favorite cards in Modern Horizon, and are there any commanders you're building? Are there any cards you're concerned about? Let us know in the show notes comments of the episode.
In the comments.
Hit me up on Twitter. Send me a DM. I don't know.
Yeah, hit me up on AIM. No one knows what that is.
I'll
No,
way
add
message
me
up, but I
on
promise I'll respond.
MySpace.
Oh dear.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. We had a blast talking Modern Horizons 2. I may have just low-key ordered 2 pre-release boxes for this Friday of Modern Horizons 2, but that's not the important message of today.
Let's not talk about the money we're spending. It's the friends we made along the way.
Exactly. It's our One Piece, our Nakama. Anyways, that's enough anime references for me tonight.
I don't even understand that one.
Don't worry about it. It's the friends we made along the way. Friends, you can find us on Twitter at Draw for Turn and at YouTube, Draw for Turn. We're posting weekly discussion topics. Give us a follow. Get in on the Commander action. Follow us on YouTube. Check out all our latest things. We had a really cool Q&A with Jim from the Spike Feeders that you definitely want to check out. Get some hot intake on what's going on. Adam, where can the people find you at, my friend?
You can find me on Twitter at DES_AdamN. As usual, shout outs to the comic book store in Glassboro, New Jersey, who is now open for casual play. So you can go down there with your mask and play some casual Magic with your friends. I'm not going to be going down there just yet, but it's it's exciting to see that these things are coming back. There's no events or anything yet, but they have a really great selection of singles. That's where I get most of my stuff from locally. They have a TCG player storefront, so hit them up.
Awesome. Mr. EK, sir, where can the people find you?
Everywhere on the internet, aka Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. At EK Plays Cards. Yeah, I started TikTok like a week and a half ago, and I didn't expect it to get this big.
You say things are getting serious.
Yeah, they are. They escalated quickly. But yeah, beyond that, same shout outs that I always like to give my local game store, Games Plus, in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. I was there earlier today and walked out of there with a criminally low priced Ulamog.
Ulamog or Ulamog?
If that tells you something, you're Ulamog.
Okay, so Ulamog class.
Like Mil
20 Mog.
Mil 20.
That's Nulamog.
Yeah,
Nulamog. That is Nulamog. I don't think he heard the nuance there, yeah.
No, I didn't. No, but yeah, they always take care of me, and they will take care of you if you're around there too. Cool.
Awesome. Mr. Swazi, sir, where can the fine people find you?
Not everywhere on the internet, but on Twitch. Not even Twitch, is it? I guess that's Swazo TV still. But on Twitter and Instagram at Swazo DFT. And shout out to my new LGS, Nerdy Needs, here in Brandon, Florida. You guys are looking to play. Come out on a Friday night and
you want to come lose the storm. If you want to listen to Storm, that's where you'll find him on Friday.
I'd
Or
be
you can
happy
play
to
them.
have a conversation first. It'd be fine.
You can always just play them
Um,
on Spell Table to Storm too. I mean,
That is also true. You just have to take my word for it with the dice. But, yeah. Sean?
awesome. And friends, you can find me at Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at AstosFlame. I'm always doing the MTG Arena thing, and some motivational stuff, and our Commander stuff. And be sure to get in our Commander action on Friday nights. We're usually getting up 2 to 3 pods, if not 5. It's always an exciting time, so get in there, get in the game with us. We're always doing some cool stuff. Shout out to Untouchables with hooking me up with some really sweet packs these past weeks for the stuff I've been buying that I probably shouldn't, but that's okay. Yeah. So there we go. I mean, I got a dual Lotus, so I can't complain.
Yeah, you did.
Jeez.
Life and times. It's hard being me some days, I swear. Anyways, as always, everyone, remember to untap, upkeep, support your local game store, wear your mask, check out your vaccination appointment, because sometimes, well, it's not sometimes, somewhere in the world you might be able for your, in your country, you're eligible for your second vaccination shot. So hopefully soon the world is opening up to you. I totally butchered that, but you get the point. Just stay healthy. That's what I was trying to
Go
get.
get your shot.
Yeah, get your shot. Stay healthy. And as always, draw for
Draw for
turn.
turn.